distinguished judges. My name is Xiao Huan. I come from School of Computing, Computer Engineering, and today I'm presenting Remindy, which is a reliable reminder from peers. It's a iOS app. First of all, what's the pain we are going to solve, right? Why are we making this? Nowadays, people, especially students, are actually bounded with a lot of deadlines. So there are assignments, projects, deadline, a lot of deadlines. But the reality is some people just forgot the deadlines. For instance, some people don't really attend the class, or maybe someone got a medical check, something, and then they missed out the deadline. The problem we want to solve is we want every student to get reminded that there is a deadline somewhere there. So the main purpose is don't miss the deadline. And how are we going to solve this problem? And this is using the power of peers. So let's remind each other. So when some people in the same group, they remind each other about these particular events, and then there will be, everyone in the team will know that, oh, this is going to be a deadline out there, so people will not be like missing the deadline. So what we actually develop is an IVLE Remindy, which actually allows everyone to in the same class to actually post the class-related deadlines and events, course-related events, and everyone can vote, and they get to know that this is truly a deadline and truly an event, and everyone will get to know that there's a deadline out there. So now I show the demo. Yes. Oh. So after login, it takes a while because I guess the IVL server, there are quite a lot of classes, and there are a lot of class-related events and class-related deadlines out there. So only the ones who are in this class can actually post events and can actually vote. For instance, have a deadline there. Presentation at global room. Then I pick a time, date, confirm, and there will be newly created events out there, and only the ones who are in the class, in the particular class, can actually vote. And one guy can only vote for once. And those which will be get the highest vote will be displayed on top, and also we got some algorithms to display according to the time deadlines and also the votes. For instance, this one got voted by another one, and the newly logged in the user can actually vote another time. Yes, and I got a live demo here. So yeah, so actually the data is synchronized and is in different accounts. Yes. No need. Yeah, I think. I think, okay. So, yeah, some deadlines already got dismissed and already invalid, so they got gray color, something like that. And you can dislike, and if you dislike once, you cannot dislike another time. So basically that's the idea. Yeah, that's a very simple app and simple idea. And I think that's it. Okay. Any questions? Thank you.
So what is the dislike means? When you dislike?
Maybe this event is not valid. Because some people may randomly post something which is not valid, and we want to use the mass public to actually to filter the data. For instance, some data is valid and reliable, and people will like this data, and then we will display on top, and then this is a valid deadline. Even if a lot of people dislike, then it may not be valid, and then we don't really display that. That's the plan. Yes.
Okay. I might have missed this, but do the user have to log into?
Yes, they have to log into the IVOE because we want to make the data reliable. So only the one who are in a particular class can actually create new events and create deadlines, and only the people who are in the class can vote. So that will be our approach to make the data valid.
So the key goal, I'm trying to get down to the key goal for your application. Your key goal is to tell people that there is some
class-related events.
Class-related event.
Yes.
That everyone has to pay attention to.
Yes.
Okay. So again, I'm feeling is what is the chances of people want to hijack that and just not do any? I mean, put something which is totally not related to the class and.
If that in that case, a lot of people will dislike this. So that's what we think.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Could you run through a typical use case for us?
Typical use case, for instance, there will be a project presentation at 12 tomorrow, and then some classmates really don't know that there is such kind of events out there because they missed the class today, maybe when the teacher announced the presentation. But if they go and browse our application, he will know that, oh, there is such kind of events. I shouldn't miss this. And then tomorrow in the noon, he come and actually attend the presentation. And that's the typical use case.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. So back to the use case.
Yes.
So I know tomorrow there's a event at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be reminded of the event? Or can this event be stored in my, let's say, my iPhone calendar, for example, or something? Or I just need to literally remember that there's an event?
For now, it's only a Remindy, like remind you that there is an event. But maybe in the later round, we can add some features like alarm clock Remindy, something like that. Yes.
So let's say, for example, now the assignment 1 due on August 2:18 p.m. or a.m.
Yes.
That's just it. I need to remember to submit before then.
Yes.
Okay.
Because some people really like miss kind of deadlines.
So my question is, who's going to post all this?
Okay, who
wait.
will post?
Yeah, who will
probably like the lecturer, and maybe the class coordinator, or maybe the classroom, the class and the classmates who are really very active in evolving this kind of class-related events and things.
So in the scenario, won't it be easier? I'm just thinking along the lines for them. Won't it be easier for them to just email to all students and that's it? What's the why do they need to download a particular app just to tell everyone, to remind everyone that there's this event?
Because the use case is different. For instance, the email thing is kind of push notification thing. It's like you accept or not, you will get notified. It's not like your own choice that you want to actually see something.
But you're also pushing one. Whether or not I accept, I still see the event. Correct?
Yeah. But this is like the intuitive is the user, he or she really want to see whether there are events or not. It's not like, whether you want to receive this notification or not, you actually receive this. You know what I mean? Yes. Yes.
But then we can simply go to IVLE announcements.
Because in the announcements, only the teacher who are in the class will make announcements. Only the admin can make announcements. Not everyone in the class can make the announcement. So some teacher actually don't really put announcements in that in IVA announcements. That's the reality, and many people actually don't really see the announcements. And the most pain that this app is going to solve is that actually because the whole class is involving in this filtering thing. So it's not only the class coordinator or only the teacher who is involved. So it actually is utilizing everyone's power to actually make this better and reliable remind. Yes.
But then again, you have to go to your email to check it.
Why do I need to go to the email to check? I just go to here to check. There's no need for the IVL announcement anymore in that sense.
So the problem statement for this app,
Yes.
I mean the purpose of this app is that currently there's no centralized way to notify you of any events for the module.
No, it's the current thing is that by making centralized, because the current system is actually centralized. I mean, for instance, the announcements, It's centralized. It's a top-down approach. We want to make a bottom-up approach so everyone can evolve in this particular thing.
That's my question.
Yes.
What is there that the top-down approach is not telling you that bottom-down approach will tell you?
This is like a rating system, or like you go like Hungry Go Away or something like that. You are using the mass public to filter in the data, because because the top-down approach actually require a lot of manpower and a lot of not manpower, but a lot of efforts from the top person. I mean, for instance, the teacher is in charge of a whole class or several classes. He or she is the one who will be posting everything, and he or she may not be really have this kind of time or efforts to do the announcements, everything. But for the mass public, and maybe the guy who in the top may not have all the detailed events. Maybe he missed out something. You cannot get the chance that someone missed out something.
So if he missed out something, how would you know as a student?
The student will, because like the student, maybe he hear the teacher announce something in the class, but the teacher didn't really post anything on the IVLE because he thinks that, oh, it's a bit too late. Maybe tomorrow is previously we said that the day after tomorrow as a deadline. Maybe I said tonight, 12:20, tonight as a deadline. Then he or she may think that, oh, it's too late to post on IVLE or something. And some classmates, they think that, oh, it's very important to let everyone in the class know that, oh, this has changed, the date and time has changed or something. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm just thinking a lot of single, because these are module-related events.
Yes.
By splitting out the single source of truth, it becomes quite tricky to manage this data. At the end of the day, all of these events will still come from the lecturer. The lecturer decides when you must do this, when you must do that. You can't really say, no, you can't do it at this day, I want it at this time. This is not, you're not using this as a voting kind of scheduling. This is not a scheduling app where you say, okay, so I want to have an exam. You can go and join and decide which days you want to have an exam, then you can pick the nice day. This is you saying that lecturer said this time, do this. Correct? So if the source is still the lecturer, shouldn't lecturer be the person doing this? Why? Or rather turn it around another way is, what if you would upload a wrong data?
Then a lot of people will dislike this, and then it's automatically filtered.
I'll dislike it. Yes. Or what if somebody, because there's no reminder, no nothing. You just somebody enter it, everyone can see it. Happen to see right after you posted it, before anybody disliked the thing. So I'll know that, I need to submit this one at this time. But actually it's the wrong time. They won't know, they have no notification, no nothing, you see. So let's say now you posted the first one that says assignment 1 due at 2 p.m.
Okay.
I went in and see, okay, fine, 2 p.m. I know I take note of the time. Then after I've seen, I don't go in anymore. So everybody else goes and says wrong time, dislike. It's actually 1 p.m. Then in a sense, the poster of this will be at fault because he posted the wrong data.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the student can then say, I see 2 p.m. here, so that's why I post 2 at p.m. It's not my fault.
Then that can happen.
Because now you kind of tweak the truth to say that you are now the truth rather than from the lecturer's mouth. Yeah. Okay. It becomes very, very tricky at the point in time. Imagine now this is a final assignment that has marks involved. I won't see any reason why lecturer won't tell you the time. But let's say now this person will go and post a time. Someone doesn't see it. So instead of supposed to be due at 12 p.m., you go and put it the next day 12 p.m. Then he didn't submit on the day itself. Everybody say, then now that next day, everybody ask him, you submit already? He say, no, because his app says today ma. So then he submitted today. Then end up he got 0 because he submitted today. Then he says, it's because his app telling me today. Then do you expect the lecturer to waive off the thing for him? You can't.
Yeah, maybe we can add some more functions inside, for instance, like letting the creator actually edit the thing, and also kind of commenting thing if that thing happens.
It's not about the creator, it's about the source of truth.
Okay.
The lecturer is the source of truth. Why do you want to counteract the source of truth? You're telling me now, let's say for example now if you own an event, yeah, you can change the time as much as you want.
Okay.
No problem, because you own the event. But now you don't own the event, the lecturer owns the event. You are superseding the lecturer by putting your own event there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you're saying F1 happens on September the 3rd. You went inside there and post F1 occurs in October. Then a VIP comes in October, say, where's my F1? Oh, no more, actually it's September. Then how?
Because when we first do this, we think that the power of the mass public for the voting will be a good way to filter the data from the false to the truth. So for your thought, it's actually the source of the data is actually very important, and maybe some people have the higher authority has a better source of data and more reliable source of data. And I think there are some approaches to actually solve this problem. Maybe we can use both approach. For instance, the lecturer actually has a higher weight of posting something on this app. For instance, what he said may be more reliable, and then we can count the reliability according to some data, and then we integrate the data and we make the sorting thing, and then this one will be more reliable. So the ultimate purpose is to make this thing more reliable and also to leverage the manpower from the top to the whole public. So that's the whole purpose. But there are a lot of thinking we can come up with, I think. Yes. Thanks.
Just a quick summary. When you first started with the Remindy, I kind of like the idea because, as I said, people forget and it needs to be reminded. But as you go along, I feel that it's slightly different. It's more on which task is more accurate or not more accurate in terms of more reliable and not reliable.
Okay.
I feel if you stick to the reminder, for example, if I'm in that group and we have an assignment date set for this date, if you are done, you can dismiss it, I'm done. Or, you have application that will prompt you, putting you pressure, saying that 80% of your class is done, dude, what are you still doing, right? That to me would be a kind of more intrusive reminder that will push somebody to do something. So I was thinking along that lines when you first say it's a reminder application. Of course, I kind of expect all the typical reminder, like an alert and things like that. But I'm thinking of slightly different because those are typical. What could be different from the students, right? Usually it's the students putting pressure, and being Singaporean, we always don't want to lose. And when 80% of the people already submitted, we probably get our ass, pardon the French, but we're gonna get things going. So I think that was my first impression. But I think I just explore on that reminder, especially for the students.
Sure, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.